Joining us now at the Innovation Cafe, which is brought to you by KOBO, Open Up, is our very own Kris Abel. And Kris, I am dying to find. I've always wanted to know how they make those smoky drinks, and you have the answer.
Yeah, a place where you can learn. It's called Action Potential Lab. It's a makerspace here in Toronto, and they offer courses and workshops both for kids and for adults. You can plan parties, all sorts of cool things there. So Lisa Carrie Goldberg is the owner. She combines her Bachelor of Arts with her Master's of Science to create activities that combine the two together. And so the one cool workshop is holiday drinks. You can learn how to use science so you can go home and mix really cool drinks for the holidays for your friends and family.
We made a holiday kind of eggnog drink, but we had aspects of spherification, a kind of cool molecular technique where you make almost like caviar beads with alcohol, and it has a cool reaction when you're making them. We've done things with dry ice and liquid nitrogen, and then we give the attendees a recipe list and also places where they can go to buy these materials. We do a ice cream buffet, and we'll use liquid nitrogen to make an instant ice cream. The nice thing is we can set up all different types of bases. So we have lots of different ways to play with flavor. So it's nice that we can bring that in and people can have the experience of putting on the gloves, the goggles, pouring it and seeing that reaction come to life. Making glow-in-the-dark Jell-O shots. That's incorporated into one of our drinks. But even using something like tonic water fluoresces under black light, and that can give a really exciting moment when you turn off the lights and you take down a drink.
So a wild example of what they do is they will start off with what starts as a science class. So you can learn to dissect a squid. Squids are available at the supermarket, and they are really interesting anatomy. And then you can remove the ink from the squid and use it like ink to do art.
There's been lots of practice throughout many years to use squid ink in an artistic way. What's fascinating about squids actually is that one part of their internal structure, it's called the pen. It almost feels like a quill, really, that's inside of their body. So if you extract it and then also extracted the ink sac, you could dip the pen, quote unquote, into the ink sac and draw with it like a quill and ink. So it's really embodied already in the structure. To me, it looks like India ink. It would look like a drawing ink, and depending on how much you dilute it with water, or the sky's the limit of how you want to use that ink. And there's lots of other ways to make ink as well. You can make it from vegetables or from nuts and parts of trees. And this is just from one aquatic version of extracting ink.
I'm stuck in the glow-in-the-dark Jell-O shots. Okay, now we're moving on to jewels.
Yes, Niki Kavakonis is a jewelry maker here in Toronto, and she creates jewelry that's inspired by nature and science. So, for example, she has a ring that has a meteorite built into it instead of a diamond. She is working on using uncut diamonds and presenting them in beautiful ways, so almost like icebergs. And one example of that, she says, Canadian uncut diamonds can actually glow in the dark.
This shape of diamond, which is triangular, is called a Mackle diamond. What is interesting about this specific diamond, and actually about a third of diamonds, is that it fluoresces under UV light. So it looks like a white diamond. It fluoresces a strong blue. It was a very popular aspect of diamonds in around the 1920s, and it kind of fell out of favor. I think it's a very cool aspect.
She's used 3D printing to design these special sunrise earrings that were actually featured in the TV show Castle recently. And they hold and present rare rubies that when the light hits them, they actually look like they have stars in the middle, just like up in the night sky. It really is incredible.
This is a rare ruby that's called a star ruby. When it's cut en cabochon, just like a dome, with certain rubies, not all rubies, a star formation will appear. And the reason why this happens is because within rubies there's this thing called rutiles, and they're kind of like silk threads. A lot of rubies that have this aspect are often now cut into just like faceted rubies, so it's kind of being lost a little bit. It's becoming more and more rare, but I think it's very, very beautiful. So the same thing with the fluorescing diamond. It's not heat treated, it's a natural property. It is the stone.
Now, I asked her, of course, for a favorite book, and she brought out this big, huge astronomy book by Queen guitarist. And astrophysicist, of course, Brian May. And Kate, she's a big fan.
It is one of my precious, precious books. It is called Bang, with an exclamation point, The Complete History of the Universe by Brian May, Patrick Moore, and Chris Lintott. It has just gorgeous, gorgeous pictures all the way through it of different aspects of the universe that are so inspiring and so beautiful. So the cover is a lenticular explosion. This was part of the inspiration for the sunrise ruby earring. The star in the ruby is only evident sometimes, but is a little bit like the lenticular, that it kind of moves with the direction of light.
Awesome.
Yeah, she even has the T-shirt that goes with the book. It's crazy.
Of course she does.
Book.
That's great. Thank you very much. Kris Abel's Innovation Cafe is brought to you by KOBO. Open up. This is what she said on the Jewel Party Prep with Melissa Davis when we get back. KOBO makes it easier to access the stories you love and discover new ones in an instant. Over 5 million ebooks, a personalized reading experience, and points earned with every purchase. Visit kobo.com today and open up.